Hey, family, this is it. I mean, I'm in a moment right now of just surreal space because tonight is the first night of, for us, an inaugural moment at NCNW. I am your family, your girl, Shavon Arline-Bradley, the president and CEO of NCNW. We are the National Council of Negro Women. If you are on Instagram Live, call your friends, share this moment. We're also on Facebook Live. We're on Instagram and Facebook Live right now. And let me tell you something, my brothers and sisters, tonight is a night. It is the night before one of the most unprecedented elections ever. It is a night where we will talk to someone who is making moves in media. We are blessed, and more blessed to have our sister, the president of the National Association of Black Journalists. I just want to say, Errin Haines, you are the best. Thank you for coming to the inaugural. Y'all ready? First time ever Black Media Monday, hosted by NCNW. Y'all get in line with Arline. Let's hear it for Errin.
Oh my gosh, what an introduction. I'm so excited. My voice is terrible today. I have that crud that's going on around the country. Shout out to anybody else that's recovering from that. Stay masked up, people. This is real. Anyway, I was not going to miss tonight. This is so important. You know, I'm editor-at-large at the 19th, where we are in a newsroom that is making history. We love a history maker. We love a pioneer. So shout out to you for inviting me to be part of making more history with NCNW tonight, and really just at this really consequential moment for our democracy and in my profession, and just how we are both, I know, because we've been talking about it, thinking about how we're going to meet this moment for the people who need us, right?
Yeah, I think it's important for people to understand why we're even doing this. So this was a conversation that I had with some folks. I want to shout out some of my mentors. I was thinking about Mignon Moore and Leah Daughtry, and thinking about some of my sisters, Leah, Roz, Rhonda, all of you all. We've been talking about this media play. And something that came to me back in Williamsburg, Virginia. I was in a meeting, and the one thing I told my team was, we got to figure out how to help our people find platforms and people that they should be listening to.
Yeah.
Right. There's been a boatload of disinformation and misinformation. I want to shout out all of the brothers and sisters who are on chats, that are on platforms. All my folks, you all know it's happening tonight. So get on right now, because we are doing Black Media Monday. And this is where we're going to elevate Black excellence in media.
Yeah.
And this is what I want people to understand. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. The Black media is our underground railroad. The Black media is the place and space where Black communities should be engaging. But it's about Black media excellence, because everybody that's Black that's behind a microphone is not your people. I want to clarify that for the people in the back.
Yeah.
We've seen some of that. So I'm excited because in this series, we're going to be doing this regularly. The top Black media experts are going to share insight around the importance of the Black press and telling our stories. And in a time of misinformation and disinformation, we got to find out, who can we trust? And it's, I believe, our job. Our organization, National Council of Negro Women, was founded by the Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune, who was the first lady of Black America in her time. And what she was crucial in ensuring that Black communities got resources. So I want to say, let me just share who the Errin Haines is to the world. I got to tell you, she is not only the editor-at-large and founding mother, I like saying that. You're the founding mother of the 19th. She's the author of the Amendment newsletter and host of a podcast named The Amendment. You have seen her on MSNBC as a political contributor. And can I just say, for the folks that are listening, she is an award-winning journalist, writing for the LA Times, the Orlando Sentinel, the Washington Post, I Got Questions, and the AP. And this is what you said. I want to just say it out loud. Errin says, I am a Black woman born and raised in the South who has been a registered voter since I was 18. These are among the identities that shape my approach to political journalism. She's a devout 18. Come on, you're really from Atlanta. You're really from Atlanta.
All the way.
I have to say, the world is literally blessed to have your voice. So, Errin, thanks for coming on tonight. I got to start with this question, though. Why Black journalism as in a place of excellence? Why Black journalism? Why do we need to talk about this? And I want to move into NABJ and get into why we are in a time in this country where we're needing to have voices that are preparing us for days that are big, like coming up tomorrow. Why journalism? Why Black excellence in journalism?
Yeah, I mean, look, our ancestors knew that before you mobilize, you have to inform, right? And so the fight for civil rights has always been rooted in access to the truth.
Yes.
But we know the truth is under attack, right? And especially the truth for our people is under attack because they know our power.
Yeah.
So that is really why, this is a moment for us where showing up for the truth really means, in large part, showing up for Black America. The next frontier of civil rights work depends on having an informed and engaged and critically thinking public, right? The Black press, Black journalists are one of the strongest weapons in achieving that. So, the Black press is almost 200 years old. The Freedom's Journal was founded in 1827, right?
In slavery, when we were still in slavery.
Exactly. But now we're facing this new kind of civil rights frontier where you mentioned misinformation already. We already know about voter suppression and really just attacks on the truth itself. And so we have to arm ourselves with credible, community-based journalism. That's what the Black press is. We are not just part of democracy. We are one of its fiercest defenders and protectors, and we have to be that in this moment. And our people have to support that, like show up for the Black press because it has been showing up for us for 200 years.
Can I just say 200 years? And look, the folks are joining us already online. I see you all. Shout out to those that are in the chat that are giving us 100s and hearts already. I see y'all. I see the past president of Phi Beta Sigma just joined us. I see folks from NABJ jumping on. They know I'm talking to Errin Haines tonight, having the real conversation. Now, let me turn into your historic move, because you are now the new president of the National Association of Black Journalists. Tell us, who is NABJ, and what do you think the state of Black press and the state of reporting is in this moment? Because I'm thinking about, even how we think about news and journalism and how we interface. Talk to us about your organization and why Black people need to understand who NABJ is, and then how you all as an industry are affected by the politics of today.
1000% on all of those points. Thank you so much for the question. Listen, NABJ is the oldest and boldest journalism organization, advocacy organization for journalists of color. We were founded by 44 mighty visionaries in 1975. We are currently celebrating our 50th year of existence. December 12th, 1975 is when those founders came together because they knew that our representation, that our voice mattered, and it could not be eroded or silenced. But 50 years later, that's the moment that we currently find ourselves in. And I'll be honest with you, I came into this year watching, what was happening, attacks on the truth, immediate attacks on diversity, equity, and inclusion, which you do not have a truly representative democracy or a truly representative and free press without diversity, equity, and inclusion. But yet those things were under attack. I was seeing the ways in which various institutions across our democracy were responding or frankly failing to respond to those attacks. And that included journalism, right? And that included, I felt like it was time for NABJ to recommit to the spirit of our original mission, right? To stand up for Black journalists, whether that is in these traditional legacy media newsrooms or whether it is our Black press, our Black media that is doing this work, because we know that, our journalists are the ones who are bridging the gap between civic engagement and civic understanding. We are the ones that are translating policy into the lived experiences of our people when other people are not seeing us, when they're trying to erase or exclude us. We're not having it. We declare that there is no American story without Black American stories, right? We are an integral part. And also to push back against this misinformation, we cannot talk about this enough. It's one of the greatest threats to democracy and obviously one of the greatest threats to our community. So Black journalists, we know, are the trusted messengers in our communities. We have a unique ability and frankly, a responsibility to really cut through the noise and center truth. So that's really the case that I make for why NABJ continues to exist, is more essential than ever. And why we need all of Black America to show up for us, because we are showing up for you all each and every single day. We're on the front lines in this fight against truth. And the fight for the truth and for a truly representative democracy and press in this country, they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And listen, let me just say, while we're talking about this, I talked about a little while ago, the relationship, I think why it is important for us to be aligned with other civil rights organizations like the NCNW. NABJ was born in the wake of the civil rights movement.
That's right.
NCNW was founded on the principle that informed women transform communities. That's what Mary McLeod Bethune was about. That same principle drives Black journalists, right? Informed citizens create stronger democracies. So we know that Black women have always been the backbone of both movements. And this collaboration between your organization and mine really talks about how we can model kind of how civic organizations and the press can work together to build and support a more informed and engaged public. Because when you guys mobilize, when we are amplifying our message, it creates this cycle of empowerment from knowledge to action to progress.
Yeah. And let me just say, first of all, thanks for shouting out the history. 1975, 50 years ago, we were founded in 1935. So we're celebrating 90 years in the same month, in December as well. And let me just shout us out. NCNW and NABJ as a collective, I mean, I feel like the ancestors are screaming with joy right now, because this is what they used to do. They wanted to inform civil rights agendas. And once the agenda was formed, once the strategies were in place, some things were televised and some were not. Now we're in a world where there's a massive amount of social media. Folks are just clicking. They're on here, getting what they can get. And our goal is to get them in front of leaders like you, Errin, leaders like those journalists that activate from NABJ. And one of the things that I really want to say, you know, we are still, NCNW, the only organization that's a Black and woman-owned building on Pennsylvania Avenue. And we're celebrating 30 years of owning that space. Dorothy Irene Height.
Yes. Visionary.
This earth. I'm thinking about the names like Alexis Herman, those sisters that pushed and pressed to ensure that we had a space between the White House and the Capitol. Who knew we'd be in this moment? And let's talk about where we are in this moment, because it's election season, my sister. And I'm thinking about why it's so important for us to think about what's about to happen. I'm going to name some states for you. The great state of New Jersey. That's my home state. I'm a Jersey girl. Shout out to the Garden State. I want to say the state of Virginia and the state of California. Why am I saying those three states? Well, friends, tomorrow there are two governor races happening, one in New Jersey, one in Virginia. And our organizations are nonpartisan. So I'm going to put that disclaimer out now.
Absolutely.
We don't endorse candidates.
Right.
We don't endorse a party. But what we do is ensure that Black people have the facts. And the facts are clear that this election in New Jersey and in Virginia are exposing the massive divides that we have in our country. When you think about the state of New Jersey, most people think, well, it's a blue state. Well, no, I'm from there. I can tell you. There's been a lot of red happening. There's been a lot of changes in the candidates. And the two candidates that you see are vastly different when you go to the state of Virginia. For us as Black women, it's very interesting to see a Black woman versus a white woman in the state of Virginia, but yet the platforms are so very different. So if you are in those states right now, if you got family in New Jersey, family in Virginia, I'm saying to you, get out the vote. You've got to go to the polls. Tomorrow is important. When I say these things, Errin, how do journalists play in these candidate spaces, right? How do you all navigate when you see what's happening with campaigns? How are you able to navigate all those things as an organization that's nonpartisan, but yet needs to deal with the Black community issues?
Yeah, listen, I think it's just as you said. Our job is to inform so that we are empowering voters to make an informed decision when they head to the ballot box, right? And so, at the 19th, the newsroom that I helped to found, we knew that political journalism had been too male and too pale for too long. And so we needed to tell a different story about what leadership could look like. You do have folks who are seeking to be first, who are seeking to be, to break new ground, but also who are coming from a place where they are hoping to bring their lived experience to politics and to policy. And so what does it mean to cover what that looks like now and what that means for the emerging small d Democratic majority in this country? That's who we are focused on: women, LGBTQ plus folks, people of color, anybody who's been historically marginalized in this country. The idea that they do not have power. That is something that we reject. We do not both sides people's dignity and humanity at the 19th. And so we are really telling the stories of the fullest story of who and where we are as a country right now. That feels super important. We talk about the importance of getting information out to our people. We know the places and spaces where we are able to do that right now is under threat. You see the news, the headlines about these newsroom layoffs, the media consolidation. That's hitting Black journalists hard, erasing decades of progress in representation and in perspective. And, so when we talk about support for Black journalists and for the Black press, this is not a nostalgic thing, right? Like, this is part of the work of democracy to support those journalists, because these are folks that are filling the gaps that mainstream media is still overlooking, right? They're going to be election monitors in states like New Jersey, in California. What is that going to mean for folks' access, their ability to participate safely and fairly in the election? What does it mean for them to be voting on issues that we know that our communities care about? Maternal health, environmental justice, education, equity. These are things that are off the radar, right? For a lot of these mainstream outlets, they're not paying as close of attention to that as outlets and journalists like us.
Yeah.
So, we have to support our people, because we have to, the idea of owning the narrative, we talk about that so much. You guys may hear about that a lot. The best way for us to own our narrative is for us to be protecting and defending the right to tell our own stories through our own lens with our own integrity. That's what we're going to see that on full display in these elections.
Yep. I think this is so important, this idea of integrity. And speaking of integrity, there's a word I've got to use on this call tonight, and that is gerrymandering and redistricting. Mm-hmm. And what is so important is what is happening in the state of California. There is a ballot measure, Prop 50. Prop 50, for those that are not familiar with ballot measures, these are measures that state citizens of states are able to vote on measures that are happening in your respective state. Prop 50 is a big deal. It is in response to some of the political movements of many conservative states. You've heard about the state of Texas.
That's right.
You've heard about Missouri. The NACP, I want to shout out the NACP. They are currently in litigation right now in Texas and Missouri. We're going to have folks from NACP on Black Media Monday, because this is about platform. And why I'm talking about Prop 50 for those of you across the country. You have California family members. And I know we do. I know Long Beach. I know LA. I know we got folks in the Bay. We got folks all over the state of California. Get your family in the ballot box. Again, we won't endorse or oppose. We'll say you got to get out the vote. But I want you to read about what Prop 50 is to understand the intention. The intention is really centered around the number of House seats, U.S. House seats, that certain states will have access to. And let me just say this. When we're in the middle of a 10-year census timeline, right, when we've seen the current administration reach out to his counterparts in those states that align with his agenda to say, listen, I know we're 5 years in, but draw different maps. We're seeing this across the country. And the Black press was front and center. I need to call that out and shout it out. And the reason why the Black press had to be front and center is because a lot of our folks didn't really know what was happening. And the importance of getting people out the vote. We saw the Divine Nine. We saw Black pastors come on to Black church. We're going to talk about that too. These institutions, these leaders, the influencers that were supportive. You all, there is an all hands on deck moment when you're thinking about this get out the vote time. As you think about Black journalism, Errin, talk to us about all these different opportunities now with platforms, right? Because when we say media, you know, it depends on your age. Now, I'm a Gen Xer, right? So, I grew up in the 80s. I was born in the 70s, but I came to life to see. My son took me tonight for his classroom, and he said, "Hey, Mom, what was media like when you were my age?" Now he's 11. I'm like, wait,
right, like my age. But it's true. It's changed so much. It has changed so much. And listen,
what do you do with this?
Yeah, well, before I get to that, let me just you bring up the gerrymandering piece, and what you're really talking about is the idea of one person, one vote, people being able to have a free and independent voice. That is also what we fight for when we talk about a free and independent and representative press, right? This is not a luxury of our democracy, our ability to participate and our ability to be informed, right? This is an essential pillar and it's a safeguard of our democracy, because we know that when the press becomes an extension of government or corporate interests, or is not properly reflecting the society it's supposed to be covering, democracy is weaker, right? Like, freedom of the press and freedom of the people are intertwined. And we know that when one is silenced, both get endangered. So like, we have to understand,
That's right.
we have to understand that relationship. Now, you mentioned, some of these, like the Black press, again, not nostalgic. The Black press is also innovating. Black journalists are innovating.
Say more
The
about
future
that.
of the Black press is digital. We see all these young people on our social platforms. They're bold, but they need our support, right? So these new Black media voices, whether we're talking about, I know a lot of you getting your news on podcasts from independent creators. We have to invest in these innovators. We need to be helping to support them, giving them the tools that they need, the mentorship that we need, teaching them the craft. I mean, the craft is still valuable, right? Even if it is entering kind of a different medium. But they are the ones that are going to be carrying our legacy forward. So I am thinking about how both of our organizations can help to really cultivate that next generation of Black storytellers, right? Training them not to just report, but really just collaborating on how we're imagining media for like this new era that we're in.
Yeah. I think what's interesting too is the fights that we're in across the country. Talk to me about this idea of the role of the press when it comes to a free society. We talk about freedom of speech all the time, and we talk about the role of the press. Like, these are core principles of our country.
Yeah.
And I oftentimes find myself wondering if our counterparts in other communities understand that we take those principles very seriously as well. Talk about the role of the Black press as it relates to even being a part of the civil rights fight and ensuring we have a free society. Why does that really matter to a family right now? Like, what does that really mean right now?
Because, I mean, look, a free and independent press, again, it's a pillar of democracy.
Yeah.
And the Black press has always been one of the most constant defenders of that pillar. Because democracy only works when people have access to the truth, right? Mm-hmm. Those things go hand in hand. Yeah. And again, this is where I come back to the misinformation piece.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have trusted sources, what's filling the void there? The disinformation, right? It's eroding civic engagement. It's fueling division. We see it happening.
Yep.
But the Black press has always been there to challenge power, whether that's government, whether that's corporations, even our own institutions, right? We have been the ones with the courage to tell the truth, especially when other people would not do that.
Yeah.
And so press freedom and Black freedom are intertwined. We know that. To protect one, we have to protect the other.
Yep.
And so as we are talking about America's ongoing experiment with democracy, we're literally approaching America's 250th year of existence. The Black press is there. Black journalists are there as the conscience of our profession, really reminding our country of the broken and unfinished promises that have yet to be realized.
I want to just say this because NCNW and NABJ is feeling the pressure and the weight of what it feels like to see families in this country go through what's happening right now. And that is 34 days of a government shutdown. That is SNAP benefits ending as of Saturday in many spaces, where you've seen certain states now going into emergency funding to identify resources. When I think about NCNW, we had an opportunity to have a job fair for furloughed federal workers. We are about to prepare for a session this week on insecurity in food, because food banks cannot handle the weight. When I think about the role of the Black press in this moment, what can you say to our folks that are listening about this space? Like, what does it feel like for you as a journalist to see what's happening in your community? How does the Black press weigh in here?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I will not lie to you about the reality is this is a challenging time, right? It's a challenging time for Black America, and it's a challenging time for Black journalists to tell the truth in public right now. And so I certainly want to recognize that. I want to name that. And I want to honor all of our folks that are on the front lines.
That's right.
In national and local newsrooms all across this country, fighting mightily to do that every single day. We see you. We celebrate you. We know that the work that you are doing is important. And I'm thanking you now because I know your communities need you. They need you to do that.
Yeah.
Even, against, all the odds and challenges that you may face just to get your stories out each and every single day. Right. And also, there's such a tremendous opportunity for us to show up for the folks who need us right now. Because if not us, who? Right? If we are not telling the truth about who and where we are as a country, who is going to do that? So often, that has been us. And so, I think what I would say to everybody that's tuning in, I just really want to have a call to action right now, because supporting Black journalists is not just about saving institutions. It's really about saving our voice and our future. Like, we have to be intentional about where we're getting our news, where we're spending our ad dollars, where we're investing our philanthropic support. Like, we have to support Black media, like subscribe to Black media if you're not already doing that, share Black stories, engage when you see those stories, leave comments. We have to collaborate. We have to continue to collaborate. I know, Shavon, this is only, one of many conversations that we will continue to have around how we can stand shoulder to shoulder in defense of the truth, right? Because as Mary McLeod Bethune said, the world must see what the Negro woman can accomplish when given a chance. The same thing applies to our press. When you give the Black press a chance, the Black press can change the world. I really believe that. I know that. But that can't happen without all of you.
So, I've got some questions that are coming in because the Saints are seeing you in the building. I see we got folks in Philly. We got folks in Vegas. We got Santa Clara, California. We got folks in Gwinnett. There is a mayoral race. I know Atlanta's in the house, so we got some folks who shot that out. There are two questions that have come through. I'm going to ask this question. The first one was a great one. This is really about NABJ. As a constituent, how do we help NABJ? I love that. Thanks, y'all.
Oh my gosh, that's it. So listen, first of all, for folks who are listening, it's time for folks to come back. I will say I'm somebody that's been an NABJ member since I was a student. It's been 25 years, right? I went from somebody who was a very involved student member, moved up the ranks, was led a task force, served on the local and national board. And then, I was a member. I was focused on my career. I was focused on life.
Yeah.
But now I understand it's time to come back. So if you're somebody, if that sounds like you, if you are maybe the same age as somebody like me, has been in the organization for a long time and is wondering, is it time for me to get involved again? The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes. And the answer is to tell somebody else in your newsroom it's time for you to get involved too. Right?
And I think that there's so much beauty in the reclamation of folks that have been around, right? For those
1,000%. And bring our young people along too in these newsrooms.
Yes, that's what I'm doing. You want it? Yes.
They're feeling isolated, right? They are doing this work under very challenging circumstances. We need all of you young people to know that you are not alone. NABJ is your family. We have your back. We are fighting for you. We are fighting for all of you. We are more than 4,000 strong.
Yes.
And we are standing together to say that our stories matter and that our people matter in all of these newsrooms, whether it's traditional legacy media, whether it's the Black press, whether it is folks who are not attached to a newsroom, our freelancers, our creators. We see you, we stand with you, and we support you. And so your affiliation with NABJ lets people know that you have people fighting on your behalf each and every single day, because that is my commitment to you as your president.
One more question, and I see you all folks in Texas. I see you all. Hey, y'all. Hey, in Texas. Folks are coming from all over the country. This question from Sister Helen. With many Black outlets closing, how do we keep our own media outlets open? And that's in the context of making sure that we have the full spaces, and I'm going to use this word, Errin, autonomy. Having full autonomy with the stories that we want to make sure are clear. So Give us context there, and then we'll close out the show with our final question.
Absolutely. So look, if I want you to seek out the Black media in your communities.
All right.
It exists. I want you to seek it out, and I want you to support it, whether that is Black newspaper, Black radio, right? Black folks who are reporting from your communities on social platforms. Support them and spread the word and encourage others in your networks to do the same. When I say support, yes, I want you to, share things that you're seeing on social media, but also subscribe to those outlets.
Subscribe, church.
It means so much. It means so much for you to subscribe to those outlets. For folks who, who are Black media, who are independent, if they have newsletters, subscribe to those newsletters. It means so much for them to have those followings. Like, that is literally how they are making a living, and you can help to do that and to show that what they are doing matters to you. It means something to you to not just read it, but to subscribe it and to share it with other people so that they can subscribe to it too. And outlets that are telling stories about our people. I mean, look, this is where I'm going to make a plug for the 19th, right? I mean, we're free to read, because what is the point for us, we believe, to be telling these stories for and about our people if they don't have access to those stories? So our stories are free to consume. They're free to republish. So if you know a Black publisher and you want to see the 19th news stories in that outlet, let them know. But you can subscribe to our newsletters. They're all free.
Okay.
You can read and you can catch up on not only the journalism that we're doing, but we're amplifying journalism in local communities that we feel like you all also need to know about. So you can sign up at 19thnews.org. You can sign up to our newsletters there. And we also have members who support us by, as little as $19, just to say, thank you for what you're doing. Keep going, right?
Yeah.
That matters. That matters so much right now, because people affirming the work that we are doing in all of those ways, in whatever ways you can. Like, it says that this information is information that you trust and information that you value and information that you think should continue to exist. So that is what I would say for folks who are looking to support the Black press. Don't wait until the Black press in your community goes away.
Thank you.
Still a chance. And also, when you see, these new outlets that are coming up, let's spread the word.
Yeah, let's spread the word.
Support them.
You all heard it. 19th News. Is that right? 19th News is .org.com. .org. 19 is in Tom H, like 19th News.org. Final question from us, which, since you are the inaugural guest on Black Media Monday, we've got to give you our end of session question. My team agreed that we're going to ask every guest this question.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to ask you this. Your takeaway for the world. Define for the world, Errin, Black media excellence from your heart tonight.
Oh, wow. Black media excellence. I see it in the 4,000 members of NABJ each and every single day in newsrooms, large and small, across this country. They are journalists who are boldly telling the truth, again, about who and where we are as a country, in a country that is trying to erase and exclude us. Just their very presence in our newsrooms is a rejection of any notion that our stories are less important, should be less visible, right? Like I said, there is no story about America without our stories. And so Black media excellence is the contribution that we make literally every single day in hundreds of newsrooms across this country. I could not be prouder of our membership. I could not be prouder to represent all of you, and I could not be prouder to fight for all of you, because this work has always mattered. It matters now as much as it ever has. And so keep doing what you're doing. I know you may not hear that in your community where you are every single day, but if you can hear the sound of my voice, know that what you are doing matters. Know that there are people that need you to keep doing this work, that need you to keep telling the truth.
Yeah, they do. Let me just tell you, we got folks all over the country shouting you out, sis. A lot of thank yous, a lot of love. Melba Moore, we see you. Hey there, Melba Moore. Good to have you.
Yes.
That's awesome. Yes, was mentored by Dr. Height. I see
yes.
folks logging in, just shouting out NABJ. Listen, Errin Haines, you blessed us tonight, my sister. Even under the weather. The devil tried it, but he couldn't win.
He could not. He could not win. And I feel better having been in community with you and all of your members tonight. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for your support of the 19th. Thank you for your support of NABJ. I just cannot say how much it's supposed to be.
Listen, you stuck with us. We're not going anywhere at NCNW. To those that logged on, I see you all. Folks that are logging in, folks are just giving shout outs and love. Hey, listen, share this live. It'll go off. We've already recorded it. We're gonna play it again because people are asking. Wait, I didn't see the beginning. Don't worry. We're gonna get it back out again. But Errin Haines, let me just say this to you. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you saying yes to the work. I'm grateful for you saying yes to the call, because it is a calling to get messages out.
Yes.
And to all those that sent notes and text messages, some that are not on IG, that got on Facebook, we see you. We're here for all ages and stages.
Absolutely.
Technology. This is our first of many conversations.
I'm so honored. I'm so honored to be here with you. And I must say that, I mean, I'm sure that you probably feel the same. Like, this is my best and highest use as a Black woman, as a Black journalist in this moment, to show up for our people, because they need us. They need us right now. And we want to be able to say where we were and what we did in this moment.
Well, y'all, we did it tonight. This was the first, but definitely not the last. You'll see the next announcement of Black Media Monday coming up. I'm Shavon Arline-Bradley, President and CEO of the National Council of Negro Women, NCNW, here with the President of the National Association of Black Journalists, the one and only Errin Haines. Shout out to all of our membership, from NCNW to NABJ to the Divine Nine family to the affiliates that are logging in. I see you all sending text messages. There's more to come. There's more people to see. But most of all, there are more Black platforms you need to know about. Don't forget, reminder, get out the vote is tomorrow. Voting. If you have a mayoral race, if you have a state race, get outside. New Jersey, Virginia, California. Y'all know what to do.
That's right. Make your voices heard. Make your voices heard. They wouldn't be trying to take your voice if it didn't matter.
Absolutely.
Everybody is equal on election day, you guys. Everybody
is. And that's the one place, that ballot box, baby. We have our power. So please use it. And I gotta say, we're 1 month away, y'all, for our 90th anniversary. Get ready. We're gonna be in Washington, D.C., December 5th through 7th. We got a crazy weekend coming. Our affiliates assembly will be gathering, and you all know what time it is. It's Uncommon Heights season, y'all. We're going to be announcing some awardees this week. We're going to be announcing some special guests this week. And yes, we got a little bit of a Sunday celebration. Got to have a little praise weekend. So it's going to be awesome. We got to have some joy in this moment. And let me just close by saying this. All things are going to work together for the good for those of us that love God and are called according to his purpose. We're called, y'all. God bless you. Black Media Monday. We did it, Errin. Love you guys.
Oh my God, we did it. I can't believe it. This has been amazing. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you all.
Love y'all.